Hello my Wolfpack and welcome back to another episode of our Pokemon Competitive Guide videos. Today we are covering Screamtail. Now Screamtail is a really interesting Pokemon. It has more of a support aspect to it, but at the same time I think I found a pretty good niche for it to be able to work in a competitive sense by itself. Now move wise it's got lots and lots of really cool moves. You've got Baton Pass, which allows you to switch out into a different Pokemon, maintaining your stat changes. You've got Blizzard, powerful ice type attack, which hits really hard. Body Slam, powerful normal type attack, has a chance to paralyze, lowering the speed of the opponent's Pokemon. Boom Burst, really powerful normal type attack, can be combined with Throat Spray. You've got Bulk Up to increase up your attack and defense, Calm Mind to increase up your special attack and special defense, Crunch, which is a powerful dark type move which allows you to cover a few more different Pokemon, especially things like ghost types, which are super effective against you. You've got Dazzling Gleam, which is a powerful stab type attack. Drain Punch to be able to get some recovery and also hit things like Dark types and also Steel types, super effective damage. Encore to put your opponent into the same move that it already used. Flamethrower and Focus Blast, Ice Beam, all good coverage moves on the special frontage. You've got Light Screen, which allows you to be able to set up your special defense or double your special defense. I believe it also has access to things like Reflect as well, which you couldn't cover it all on this list because it has so many different moves. You've got Perish Song, which could work really nicely in collaboration with a couple of other Pokemon. And then you've got Psychic, it's a powerful stab, Psychic type move. I think you've got access to Psyshock as well, which is really beneficial too. In terms of doubles, you've actually got several pretty cool moves that you can use. You've got Encore, which allows you to force the opponent to continue doing what it was doing before. Protect, as a standard move. Helping Hand, to help raise your allies' power. Fake Tears, to lower down the special attack, special defense by 2 stages of your opponent. And Trick Room, to be able to change the dimensions, so the slower Pokemon are going first. In terms of Terra types, we have got a few good Terra types that we could definitely run here. One of the top ones I would probably go for is going to be the Dark Terra type. Now, Dark Terra type basically takes off the vast majority of weaknesses and will leave you with a Fighting type weakness, a Fairy type weakness, and I think there's one type, and Bug type weakness. Now, you can cover your Bug type weakness quite easily because you've got things like Flamethrower. You can't necessarily cover your Fairy type weakness super easily, so you do need to be cautious of that. But you can then cover your Fighting weakness because you have obviously Psychic and Fairy, which are super effective against that. You've got your Ghost Terra type. Now that would mean the only things you are weak to are Ghost types and Dark types. Now realistically, you're a Fairy type mon, so you've got Fairy type moves to be able to get rid of the Dark types. And the Ghost types, you definitely could run a Terra Blast to be able to hit super effectively on that as well. And then you've got the Grounds Terra type, which allows you just to get rid of all those weaknesses and change into a completely different Pokemon, essentially. And have some different weaknesses, but at the same time it gets rid of all your original weaknesses, and you can cover things like Grass types and Water types with the moves that you already have on here quite effectively. But when it comes to Screamtail, there are several different moves that I've managed to come up with. A couple of them are quite niche and will work really interestingly. So the first one I've got is an Encore set. Now you do need a specific scenario for this to happen. You need the opponent to be trying to do something really weird in terms of using status moves. So for example, if they are using, let's say, Stealth Rocks, well the Stealth Rocks are already going to be set up. So if you can Encore them into Stealth Rocks for the next couple of turns, that allows you to be able to start setting up things like Calm Mind. So Calm Mind, let's say you set up 2 turns of Calm Mind, you can even run into another Encore because you do have some natural speed here. So you can naturally outspeed a lot of different Pokemon, and I'll talk about a few different ways that you're able to run your EVs. You've then got Dazzling Gleam and Psyshock. Dazzling Gleam allows you to hit on the special front and Psyshock on the physical front. So realistically it gives you really good coverage as your stabs and with the Pokemon that you're trying to deal with. EV wise, as I said, a few ways of running this. You could run this as max HP, max special attack, but modest nature, so more special attack, less attack, and 4 EVs in speed, giving you that little bit of extra speed there as well. Now, obviously, the idea of this one is that it's just going to be a more powerful special attacker. You could even run max HP, max defense with a bold nature, so more defense, less attack, meaning that you're going to sponge up more hits on the defensive side whilst you're raising up your special defensive side, meaning you can just get passive recovery each turn. Or you could even run max special attack and max speed, or max HP and max speed. And if you go for the max speed, that will really allow you to work effectively with the Encore. So if you've got a slower Pokemon that's going for let's say it's gone for Stealth Rocks, the turn you've come in, and you then can use Encore at the beginning of the next turn when you're faster than that opponent's Pokemon, meaning that they are then forced to continue using Stealth Rocks. And that will also mean that when they continue on through, when the Encore wears off, well, it will wear off at the end of the turn. So at the beginning of the next turn, you can then click Encore again, meaning that you can still do some setup shenanigans, and not to mention you've still got that speed, which allows you to be able to outspeed the vast majority of other Pokemon on the team. If you run things like Sticky Webs on top of this, then you have got a really, really solid chance of just setting up and sweeping with Screamtail. So I think this is the niche that really, really works well for Screamtail. Moving on to the second Screamtail, I've got a Wish Protect Baton Pass Bulk Up set. Now, you can run Calm Mind on this as well, but I want to show off Bulk Up as well. So Wish allows you to obviously get some half your recovery, and with your high HP stat, it means if you switch out into another Pokemon, they are going to get a lot of HP recovered. Protect allows you to be able to heal yourself up naturally as well. Now, if you've got things like Toxic Spike set up, then obviously that can allow for your opponent to dwindle down more on their health, meaning that you've got a couple of extra turns of kind of that passive destruction alongside them. Protect obviously stops you from getting hit. Baton Pass is the idea after you've used a few bulk ups to be able to switch into your next Pokemon. So let's say you use bulk up and you Baton Pass into something that's incredibly fast. So you could use like Calm Mind, for example, Baton Pass into a Flutter Mane, and that Flutter Mane will then just completely blitz the opponent's team. In terms of items, I decided to have a look at the new items, and I have gone for the Covert Cloak here. It's not affected by secondary effects of another Pokemon's attack, so this means that you're not going to have your stats lowered by the secondary effects of the other Pokemon's attacks, or you're also not going to have kind of the status conditions that can come with them as that risk. So this definitely reduces any of those kind of risks associated with that. So Covert Cloak, I think, does work quite nicely here, especially with you having the ability to be able to recover your health. Moving on to the third Screamtail, I've gone up for this bulk up version. Now obviously you can go for the Encore aspect here as well to be able to get this bulk up, but I thought I'll show off some more moves on here. Bulk up, Booster Energy here also increases up your attack by 1.3, no it doesn't. In order to raise up your attack by 1.3, you actually have to run some really weird shenanigans. So first of all, you cannot run any stats in Special Defense. And then you need to lower down your Special Defense by 16 in terms of EVs. So you need to be able to go down to 15 EVs in Special Defense in order to have your attack raised. No, it doesn't even raise your attack. You can lower down your speed if you want to. But yeah, it works really weird. It works really weird. You can do it where you can have... got my head straight now. There we go. You can do it where you can have the 1.5 times in your speed, making you extra fast, or if you run down the EVs a little bit, and it is something that you're going to have to play with yourself, but if you run down the EVs just ever so slightly to 23, that means that your attack gets the 1.3 times boost as well. With this and the Booster Energy, it is a lot of math. It's kind of like the Beast Boost before with the abilities, but kind of less broken in a sense. But yeah, you can run Booster Energy here, and if you want to go for the attack, that's the way you'd run it. If you want to go for the speed, run it the way before. If you don't care and you want it to be like one of the defenses, then obviously you can go with that. But yeah, the idea here is max attack, max HP, bulk up to be able to get maybe 1 or 2 boosts in your attack and your defense. Drain Punch as a powerful fighter type attack allows you to get a little bit of recovery as well, and you know, hit a few Pokemon that may be a problem for you. Play Rough, which allows you to hit really hard from your Fairy type boosted damage, and then Psychic Fangs, again having the boosted damage aspect as well, and also being able to take out screens is really helpful as well. Moving on to the next Screamtail, I have gone for a Screamtail, so you're able to set up the Light Screen and the Reflect, which allows you to have 8 turns instead of 5 because of the light play, and obviously that will really support your team, meaning that any frail mons are less likely to take as much damage in sense there. Also Stealth Rocks allows you to be able to place them and cause hazards for the opponent's team, meaning they're going to switch out less because they're also going to take damage as they're switching, or they have to show off they've got heavy duty boots. So, you know, you get information or you get damage, which is really handy. You've then got Boom Burst, which is a powerful normal type attack, but you can also run any variety of moves, things like Dazzling Gleam, Psychic, anything like that, if you want to instead of the Boom Burst. I just thought Boom Burst is quite interesting. EV-wise, max speed, max HP, this thing's not designed to be taking out anything. This is designed to be a support and then switch out into something else. It's not aiming to actually kind of get any feints at all. And finally, we have got a double set. Now, there are a few ways you can run this in doubles. I have decided to go for the Fate Tears support aspect. So you've got Fate Tears, which allows you to lower down the special defense of your opponent by 2 stages, essentially meaning you've kind of got like a nasty plot. And then if you've got your ally, which is a strong special Pokemon, for example, Fluttermane, probably wouldn't run Fluttermane because of the fairy coverage, but if you've got an ally that's strong in the special sense, then you can really blitz down that Pokemon much easier than if you had not done that Fate Tears. Also, your natural bulk means that you can definitely live up and sponge some hits. Helping Hand gives your ally some extra boost in their power. Protect, allowing you to obviously not be hit by an attack. And then Dazzling Gleam allows you to hit both of the opponent's Pokemon with the damage, again, boosted by Stab, which works really well. EVs, max speed, max HP. You could run max HP, max special defense, max HP, max defense, max HP, and split defenses, however you want to run that based on what your team's already looking like. You can run the EVs in lots and lots of different ways on this one. But yeah, I'm going to finish this off here. Thank you so much for watching. I apologise for that little section in the third one where I kind of lost it a little bit. The maths got a bit much for me. But yeah, I'm going to finish this off here. So if you've enjoyed this, please do like, subscribe and comment. I'm going to get out of here. So have a good one, and I'll see you soon.